everybody, Al here. Bevels, right? Right? I know. It's a word that can strike fear into the hearts of many a bladesmith. Now, I know that there's many of you guys out there that can just pick up a blade rather, and walk over to a belt sander and just grind a perfect bevel just by picking it up and using nothing but your hands and your skill. And to you, man, you got props. Absolutely, you know, but not everyone can do that, and I'm one of them people who can't do that. I use jigs. I use jigs for everything. Now, let me show you a couple of the things that I use. These are my various jigs: straight jigs, adjustable angle jigs, severe angle jigs, and of course my trusty, handy-dandy Harbor Freight little 1 by 30 inch sander, which, by the way, as you can see, I added a piece of flat steel on here because I don't know if you can see under it, but these have a grooved platen on it, and these jigs kind of get caught sometimes, so I put this little piece of steel up here so my jigs now will glide across it very nice. But you may not have a sander. Maybe you're just getting started out, you know, or maybe you just don't feel like going through all those belts. Hell, there could be a million reasons why you don't feel like using a sander or a grinder to make your bevels. And if you're one of those people, and if you've got some scrap wood around, a couple of bolts, you can make a little bevel jig, tabletop bevel jig. So I'm going to show you how I did mine. Okay, so here's my tabletop bevel jig. Okay, it's basically a 1 by 6 piece of 2 by 4, another piece of 2 by 4 that I cut in half to give it some stability, and I put these little legs on it, which I'm probably going to take off because the thing's a little wobbly. But anyway, a little bracket over here, little piece of metal with a hole drilled in it. I tapped in 5/16 inch hole in there, and I got a couple of washers in here. There's a couple of washers over there, basically just to keep the thing to hold your knife down. This is just a stock steel bar with a file zip tied to it. So anyway, you get your knife and you put your knife up in there, okay, and let's see, yeah. So anyway, basically you just clamp your knife down. These little washers here I use for spacers, because sometimes your blade is a little, maybe your steel might be a little thicker, and pretty much just like on the ones you see on Amazon or in your local knife supply store, wherever you shop, this is pretty much it. Now, that's it. All right, okay, now you can clamp this down to the table. I'm more than likely going to do it on my little table over here, and I have an assortment of clamps to clamp the thing down. But this just gives you an idea of how this works. Okay, see? And you just keep going. You just keep going until you have your bevel jig. So anyway, there you have it. Your homemade bevel jig. Seriously, it didn't cost me a dime. I had most of that stuff just laying around. Takes a little bit longer, but it will make a perfect bevel. You just have to have a little patience. Anyway, that's about it. This is Al. Peace out.